There we go. I was muted for a sec. Okay. Hi. Welcome again. Welcome aboard. Yeah. So, happy March. Keep that topical, huh? I'm real into the hard-hitting topicalness. Welcome everyone. Hi. All right. I just had a pretty good day. Not too much happened really today. I yeah. There we go. Okay, the chat was just looking weird. Guess it fixed itself. That's good. Yeah. Welcome to March. Yep. So last time, on Tuesday we had the Pokemon Day. A little fun. So, guess we'll go back to more of a standard type of stream today. We'll just work maybe like a couple more hours on this cool special derpy project. Hope that's alright with you. Again, the little bit of about it is in the description. I'm looking at it, make sure I didn't spend too much time on it. Okay. Yeah, okay, looks good. Yeah, Google does it like animatic as a word. Should be another space here, I suppose. Yeah, I had to rush a bit to get this all going. Wasn't fully prepared yet. Yeah. Oops, close my timeline. Don't want to do that. We want a big timeline. Get it real tall. Okay. Ciao. Is that hello or goodbye? I forgot. So we got in this scene. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Stars having fun, intellectual there. In this scene, so we finished. Like last week, we worked on this. There might be some sound.
Down there.
That's really loud. Let's turn that down a bit. Turn my speakers down so I don't get blasted.
There, sugar cube.
So we finished this shot. We also kind of cleaned up this one a bit, so the motions are a little offset, and it's more than just like one frame difference to get their head different. So I just got like two and a little wobble for each of them. Now we're up to here. Let's see.
Come on, Derpy! You don't need this kind of treatment.
Okay. So that's what we're starting out with. Let me check what the storyboard is. I have not opened this yet today, so I'm seeing it first time with you guys too, since last time I opened it. That's my mic. It's always in a weird place. So, in this shot we got Derpy, Pinkie Pie, and Applejack, and they're gonna walk across. But then we also got this bit where it's still walking, but then the angles of them change. So I'm just trying to narrate what I'm thinking right now. And then in the next shot we have to figure out the context of the next shot too, and lead into it from here, maybe. We need Applejack to be walk into frame, and then I had it where I sort of animated it, semi-animated it. Where just had it kind of just spin around, and then start walking, and then from here, have her start walking, at least a second in, and then get into this pose, and then start talking.
What's your parents hear about this?
Then she's off screen, but her eyes are off a little bit. Just a little bit off here for the eyes, but we can change that real easy. Because we go into this bit here. Oi. Oh, her head spins around. Looks back, and then they start walking again. And then this is pretty. That's already set up and done. Okay. So we still got a long way to go with this. So even if it just, it only seems like it's about 20 30 seconds or so, but it's still going to take a lot of time and work to get it, because there was a lot of complex actions in there, a lot of just twisting around and making sure, when they spin around that they all work together right, yeah, we'll get to there. So for now, I need to almost lay this out again because I don't want Applejack. I can start with Applejack, because she's going to be the focus for most of this.
Come on, Derpy.
Hmm. Ooh. Okay. I've seen that symbol star. I'm not sure what that is. I'm trying to learn hiragana and katakana for Japanese right now, so can't help you with Korean. Be a bit too much for me. I know my dad, like in junior high or something, learned Chinese, so that's a bit different from that too. So that was like more like a high school elective kind of thing. She lose her leg. Yeah. Poor thing. She forgot her leg today. Where'd it go? Is it this one? There it is. Just missing this leg here. Okay, so I guess I can prep it. Oh man.
Oh, need this kind of treatment.
Mandarin Chinese. Okay. Always think of oranges when I hear that. Let's see. Just want to prep it up by moving all the bits to be up at the top. That's a label, so I shouldn't put it there. Yeah. In high school, I learned German, so. So I know at least, a kindergarten level of German. Took it for about 2 years. It's they always say like, oh, it's the hardest one to learn, and they were right. So, but I could say like, in German all the oops, just missing her neck. All like the basic, like hello and basic nouns. So, not entirely useful, if you actually go anywhere. Like I even went to like, cause I live in Seattle, so I can, we have a Leavenworth is a city, so there's a lot of German stuff there, so I was able to practice a little bit there. Had a funny story of like that of I was trying to practice my German in front of a waitress, at the German restaurant. And I was like, "Oh, can I have some applesauce and some just trying to damn my order in German." But they she got really confused and was like, "I don't understand." I was like, "Oh, sorry. Guess I forgot that maybe you didn't know German, even if you're working here." So that happened, and I just said, "Oh, I just want apple juice to drink." It's like, okay, yeah, we can do that. Yep, yep. Anyone else have any cool? What'd you learn in high school, or any other foreign languages you learn, other guys? Oh man, disread comment star. That's too bad. Yep, yep. Let's see. That's all good. Don't have to worry about her eyes. This is the fun part of Derpy, is that I don't have to care about her eyes being misaligned. That's how we have it. But when she turns her head, I can give it like at least one more frame to pop into that. Nope. So, to get it to here, I need to follow like an arc or something. Which means I have to start moving bits around. I've already seen a problem with this, is that her eye is above her hair. I think I had this in a couple other shots too.
Come on.
Guess you wouldn't notice because I had the, which means it's pretty simple if I think about it. I just need a copy of the hair. Where's the eye? Eye's at the top? Oh man, okay. So, you can move everything down and then paste it in place. Boop. And then break it apart. And then I can delete bits I don't need. Yep. Like that. Get a bit closer with this bit. And there we go. That looks better. Move that over. Delete. Okay. Good. Yeah, so that just happened because the I made this puppet like 3-4 years ago maybe. So that was before I really knew how to make these character puppets. So yeah, I didn't think about how to actually layer these right, so I had to, like, if it was just a regular eye, then it would have worked just fine, but because I had the eyelash would had a bigger symbol that went up, went above this hair here, so I had to add a copy of the hair just so it would cup and go over her eye right there. So a little complex, but I think it'll work. It definitely doesn't ruin anything. You can add as many layers as you want, so I'm not limited by just these amount of layers. I can add as many as I want now. But I need to figure out what looks different between here and here and start moving things. So everything's kind of moving to the right.
Derpy.
So I could elongate the face maybe and then make this smaller. And the mouth is going over here.
Derpy. You.
So that's already looking a bit better.
Derpy. You.
And then we always want to add a little bit of a extreme a bit, so I can make it a bit bigger maybe. Kind of turn her a bit more than what she was.
Derpy. You. Derpy. You. Derpy. You.
Derpy, you, yeah. It's kind of what you have to go through. I had to listen to the audio like a million times to get everything. Because you want to, make sure it flows right. So you have to listen to the audio unintentionally multiple times. Okay.
On Derpy. You.
That looks good.
On Derpy. You.
So I just have to move the rest of her body. For some reason I had the head move
Derpy.
a little bit. I could kind of pose her a little bit more. Like maybe she's looking down a little bit. What? Oh, she got two hairs. Cool. Or does this have layers? Yes, and apparently a plethora of them. Let's see. I can get rid of layers that won't appear inside this black box, if you can see it. That box. So I got rid of that. Don't need this leg. This leg appears barely. For some reason my white dots are out of place for a lot of these bits. So I'm just moving them into place. It's saving? Okay.
Derpy.
Okay. Oops. The margin of error is very great to move this timeline up and down. Because it's either you click on this horizontal gray bar and it moves up, or, you know, you click right on the darker line right here to move it up and down. So if you do it really quick, you get a there's like a 2 pixel window, maybe 2 to 3, of actually clicking on the up and down instead of just moving the whole thing. So that's why that happens a lot. Yeah, if they had a bigger window to move the window up and down, then I'd be grateful for that. But for now, it's gonna be like that. I don't need this blue line here. Okay. Just moving everything into position, like pose 1 practically here. And then think about what I want to do for this scene for like pose 2 and stuff. Yeah, I didn't really think about following the storyboard here too much. I didn't think of that. It's probably because I thought it was really going to be too tricky. Because you're acting and walking is really hard. Because I have like walk cycles as actual, you have walk cycle thing here. See it? Here. So I could just use this puppet, which did I make? I don't think I made the motion of the legs. But I think I designed the character? I don't remember. It's a long time ago. But then having to almost like manually rotoscope the walking layer and then having legs like acting and stuff at the same time is what's going to be really complex. So I'm just going to have them basically just walk across the screen.
Don't need this kind of treatment.
Yeah, just like this. I'll probably have Pinky in this shot have a little bob up and down kind of thing. So, and then Applejack will walk in for a couple bit. Okay. Honestly, I could see them be in this shot a little bit larger. There could be more focus on them. Seems really small. Just have to rechange my composition a bit. Oops, went inside them. That'd be a bit too big now. Boop. I guess I can check. This is what I call a Toy Story rule. Or like, remember that one scene of You Are a Toy? Where they had like Woody so tall in that one shot that they just had him floating, or they put him underground. Yeah, so that they're buzzing. Woody's eye lines would be the same. So I just had to make sure that they're all planted on the same ground, but then to add some randomness to have them be a little bit off. To say like they're in different levels of depth, I suppose. Adding them up and down in this way makes them looks like they're in different depths. Okay. So it's looking good. Composition is fine. Got her butt right in the middle. I can move that over. See what I like. There we go. Okay. Yeah. This does get pretty exhausting. Just because you have to manage, you know, each character has like 30 to 50 symbols and stuff you have to worry about. Making sure they're all in the same, all in line, you know. It's like you have to be like you have to play director and actor to be an animator. Less of a, I guess, a real director, because, you know, you already have the storyboards, which give you like some starters to know what you're doing. But then it does become more of an acting kind of job, because there's no real actors in animation. You just have to have the animators act with the puppets or characters. Here. Oh, okay. So I'm just aligning her eyes. Again, I would not do it like this for a new video, which I'm still working on as a segue. Just bit delayed a little bit. It's a bit bigger project than I thought. But I knew it was going to be big, but didn't realize just how many assets I had to make. Because I basically having to make almost a 2-minute, you know, video with like almost 100% new assets. Like not really, maybe like 80 to 70% new assets. Definitely had to make all the backgrounds. Wanted to make that a big thing. To be all those to be original for that video. So hopefully, I know I said like last time, but I was gonna have it ready by this Friday or Saturday. But that's not gonna happen realistically. So I'm gonna have to extend that deadline to it's hard to say, because it's like, oh, I want it to be, I could just say like, oh, I want it to be done by next week, you know, to have it done by then. But if it's not actually done, then next Saturday comes around, then I have to say like, oh, it's gotta be delayed again. Just because I can say when I want it to be done, but it won't be. So it becomes a, you know, bit of a problem that way. But if I never really, you know, before these live streams, I never really had to think about like announcing these kind of stuff and keeping my schedules secret. So yeah, really letting the cat out of the bag, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Sorry. How are y'all doing? I know this isn't really a interactive stream as last time, so shouldn't expect you all to be typing in all at once, but just want to make sure you're all still live. Much as in your background kind of viewing or something. Are you doing something else, you guys? I just want to know before I just randomly, you know, start rambling off a lot. Of course, I have been already for about almost a half hour now. Sheesh. Yeah, I just want to know. Yeah, what y'all doing? Yeah, be in the background? Okay, that's cool though. Well, 'cause you have all that work to do. That's important work. Appreciate that. You can only hear me. Okay. Guess that's a bit interesting that you're listening to a art and animation stream, but I'll take it. Let's see. Okay. Just had to refill this screen a little bit. What's for personal use? Oh, your work? Okay. I'm just guessing. I was like, you're not using my videos as personal work, are you? That's what I thought at first. I think she should be sad at first. It makes her really sad though. Maybe she's like, again, I have to like personify and think about her character and what she's thinking in this shot. So she just got really sad. She got a bit bullied at the beginning, and then Pinky shows up and then starts yelling back at Diamond, who was bullying Derpy. So how should Derpy now be feeling? Does like starting out being already kind of sad? Because with the storyboard, it just seemed like she was kind of like sadly confused a little bit. Like I'm not really able to make out this kind of expression with Derpy here. So that's why I was kind of having to interpret myself how it should be, how to go forward with this. So it's
On Derpy, you don't need this kind of treatment.
like Pinky in this scene is consoling Derpy, like letting her personally know that it's gonna be okay. So to have her kind of spin around and be happy again
On Derpy, you don't.
looks okay, I guess.
On Derpy, you don't.
I guess this works in this kind of way.
On Derpy, you don't need.
But I think it's a bit quick. Like she's not, like Derpy in this scene is not hearing.
Derpy,
She spins her head there. Yeah, so listen to.
Derpy,
It's like when she's.
Derpy.
I think I should maybe delay her reaction to maybe about 3 or 4 frames. I mean, this is very small kind of stuff here, but
You, Derpy, you, Derpy.
I think it's necessary to go in maybe and change it a little bit,
Derpy, you.
which means I need to. This blink needs to be about, what was it, 2 or 3? Ooh, 3. So it needs to be way later, actually. So here, and then 2 more. And that works.
Derpy, you don't.
Okay. So here's where its first spins. Yep, that, and then bop. See those work? There.
Derpy, you don't.
So I'm just trying to figure out because I already half animated it. Now I'm thinking of a different timing of it to see if that works better or not.
On Derpy, you don't need this kind of treatment.
And then she can like just kind of like nod her head afterward. But you also need to be walking, so that gets more complicated. And Applejack's expression here is a bit different with her eyebrows. I don't have those.
Derpy, you don't need... Derpy, you don't...
I was like, let's see. Psycho. Ooh, can't talk. Okay. I was also thinking Pinkie Pie should change her expression a little bit. Maybe like a confused kind of eyebrow, like she's having one eye up, maybe?
Derpy, you don't...
Maybe like around here. Just want to change the object. She's doesn't do as much in this scene. Just want to have the eyebrows. These are more neutral and flat eyebrows. I can do that. So we'll go into the eye, drill into the eye. That's what they call it. Because really I have to like drill into it by clicking on it a bunch. So we can see. Don't create a creep frame. And I have this flat eyebrow. And again, the eye is above the hairs. Let me see. Is it possible to move these down? And then move this all the way down. Boop. Yeah, that works alright. And then we can do it to the other one. Probably won't see it because it's behind the hair, but maybe if there's secondary animation with her hair going up and down, you know, then you might see it. So having it there, you know, having it exist is good. And then we want, oops, I just added probably like 1,000 frames accidentally. Go back. Okay.
On Derpy, you don't need this kind of treatment.
Yeah, so I had her move her eyes.
Kind of treatment. You don't need this kind of treatment.
I think she's sooner too.
Derpy, you don't need this kind of treatment.
Yeah, this takes too long to move her eyes over. But it has to go with the eye blink, which we can also manually move. So we're at 350-ish. I can move it down maybe 340-ish. And just adjust the eye blink. Or I could just make it a zip. So everybody don't talk too much. I don't talk too much because I have a lot of open. Oh man, okay. Sorry guys, I have a lot of other work to do. Yeah, if you think I'm too distracting, then go ahead and I guess switch me off. I'm okay with that. You can always watch these again later, especially if you're not really gonna interact, and yeah, that's totally fine. Like if we're not gonna say anything, then that'll be fine. I'll understand that. Just be sure to watch it later. Oops. I think we broke her. Let's see. Gosh, your eye is wrong, even in this position. Yep. For some reason, like I remember animating just the eyes, you know, like what was it, like almost a year now or something ago? I don't know. But must have added a different technique because I'm having to go back in and changing them again. I'm not distracting you? Nice. Okay, cool. Because it's my monotone voice or something. It's not too expressive as much as the other YouTubers, I suppose. I understand that. If that's the case. Yep. Let's see. Then we got the tween. But Jasmine, am I like, are you watching on are you doing, well, you're doing homework, so I guess you might just, do you like see me as well, or I guess or you just like Star, where you're just having me in the background with no video?
You don't need this kind of
That's like slightly off. It's off-putting. Huh. Okay. Yep. Oh, that's kind of creepy to just type that. Yeah. Okay, so you can see me. Okay. That helps. So I can kind of see what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Telling me that. Getting a nice analytics of chat here. That's great. Glad you guys are. I don't know. I guess I just kind of figured out you guys might not want to hang out with me. You guys are devoted and able to figure out the schedule enough for you guys. I guess it's kind of late in the night for most Americans, or evenings and nights for you. So it's like after dinner for Westerners, West Coasters. Oh man, Star. That's good. Okay, just after all that, we got the eye moving.
You don't need this kind of
This little eye dart. Ooh, that's a good expression though. Should I just keep that the whole way through? That's pretty good though. It's like kind of like over it, you know. 6:30? Yeah, that's where I am. Yeah, nice. You don't have to tell me what state you are, but I can kind of narrow it down from that.
Y'all better.
Yep. Okay. So you guys like eat dinner? I'm running out of stuff to say. Like around 6 or like 5. I have dinner around 5:30 to 6 averagely. So yeah, sometimes before, you know, I do this at 6, so I had to figure out, should I eat dinner before or after? So you just ate dinner. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, if it's 6:30, yeah, that's kind of late to then eat dinner, you know.
Come on, Derpy. You don't need this kind of treatment.
Hmm.
Come on, Derpy. You don't need this kind of treatment.
I wonder if it should be walking the whole time. Or I guess I could just do it Flintstone and just have the background, you know, just panning across while they're just walking in place, essentially. Like the characters, that'd be interesting. Because I was just gonna, what was I gonna do? My original plan was just having the characters physically move across the stage. And I realized, well, that's why we probably made them smaller. I'm trying to retrace what I was thinking before. My original plan was to have them physically, you know, have them start here and then start walking like this over. So, but now I realize that Applejack's gonna just fall off view. But then we see her here, so I guess that makes sense. But then she's also has to be behind Pinkie Pie, which doesn't make sense. Because in this shot, they're like that. Whereas left to right, Derpy, Pinkie Pie, and Applejack. But then this one, based on its storyboards, except obviously Pinkie Pie with her hair over here. So, I then somehow she gets here. Yeah, the storyboards are not the best. But it definitely helped me a lot to get the layout and stuff, and knowing how many. I mean, it's not even backgrounds either. It's like I can't even tell how many backgrounds you're supposed to be. So I definitely just kind of said, yeah, I can do it, you know, to the director. So didn't really think too much like how it actually will work. So these shots are like the most complex because I haven't actually thought fully how to do them. Know what I mean? Like I haven't really thought about I knew the storyboards were like really vague, and I knew the animation that it wanted was gonna be really complex. So I kind of had this block and like mental block, like I don't want to do these particular shots. So that's kind of what it's kind of come to now, is that I have to. This is the hardest shot somehow for me to actually, you know, mentally get through. So, hopefully it's still entertaining that I'm getting stuff done, but yeah, this is really challenging for me somehow. Even now, I'm just like, yeah, it seems pretty simple because I thought about it for like over a year or so, just animating this. I mean, it's off and on that I've been animating it. Like maybe I might do like 1 month for like a couple days in a month, and then like 6 months later, oh yeah, I should work on it again. 6 months later, yeah, I could work on it for like maybe a couple more days, you know. So that's kind of how it's been, and this is probably just gonna be another, you know, crack down and just start working on it session pretty much, instead of, you know, driving through to the end kind of thing. So it's unfortunate like that it has to come like that, but it definitely shows just how much progress I've actually, as an animator, has gone through. That if I go back to like the first shot, it was probably the worst animated part of this whole bit. But yeah, I am going back to that. I am getting. It's like a weird puzzle that I'm having to unlock here to figure out what I want to do. I don't know why. It's just this shot has been like my bane for most of this. So that's, you know, at the top of it, I was, you know, just skimming through the rest of this and like going, yep, I know how to do all that. But then this one, even if it's just they're just walking, and they have a clear idea of probably just doing what I was saying before, of just having them physically stay in place, but having to walk cycles, and then having a background, which is big enough, obviously, to have this pan through. Maybe I can duplicate it and get rid of Purple Horse, whatever her name is. So don't worry about her, because I can get rid of her easy. So I guess I could do that. But I know if I wanted to change that idea, it's going to be way more complex later on, because I might, you know, it's animating on a walk cycle that's freaking me out. Like it's been a long time since I've actually done that with these complex puppets. Is really freaking me out. Because if I can hopefully explain it, is I can really cheat if I want, because they're only like, you know, waist up. But you can see like just how many little each black dot here is a different drawing essentially. So having this many dots here makes it really hard to then say I want the head to, you know, for instance, you know, look up. Here it's looking up. Now there's a head underneath it. I didn't even know about it. Where is it? Is there two heads? No, because the body has two heads. Why? Why was I not aware of this? I never opened this, really. Is it because the hair is behind the wing? Okay, well that's simple. But this head? Okay, yeah. Okay, this works. So, let's say that I want her to look up. Look, she's looking up, but then I go to the next keyframe, you know, going right ahead in time. Her head goes back down. So that means I have to carefully, you know, every black dot here, horizontally, go in and match it up if I wanted it to have a different pose in this case. And because it has to be perfectly in a loop, you can see that it has to follow this kind of motion, you know, to it. It makes it really difficult in this particular case to then animate on top of it, to change any bit of it. So that's why I've had this block of like, I don't want to animate on top of this walk cycle kind of thing. That having to change the any bit of it really out of taking things out of the walk cycle to animate it gets really complex. So I just had to get rid of that animation I did, which wasn't really much. But yeah, and then they have like 4 legs too, and then if I just have them waist up like this, then you don't really see too much. But again, it's the head that gets complex. Like if I wanted to change it in any way, which I think I do. So yeah, it's and then having to do this 3 times, I'm sure I'll get better at it by the end. But that means that the first one I do is going to be the worst one, or maybe the most, you know, complete one, because I'll probably spend the most time on the first one. So that's my dilemma. If you want, I think this is going to be a bit too tough. That I might just, for the sake of time and my sanity, you know, being watched by other guys, I might, now that I kind of figured it out, I think I'm gonna skip it, just for the live stream sake of me, like, you know, I'll move on to a different section, which also has the same thing. So 3 shots in a row are basically the same thing. That's not good. Because she has to walk and then act at the same time. This is a bit simpler, I suppose, but I could try it. Well, I could definitely do Pinky in this shot, so I could try that. Let's start with that to at least get Pinky in a walk cycle movement kind of thing. Let's try that. So, I'll have to skip this big one. I got a little bit of the eyes and a little bit of head swivel there. I just want to hopefully explain it to you guys why. That's why that's really tricky for me to figure out. Obviously, if this was like, you know, frame by frame or just traditional like Disney drawing, then obviously I could just, you know, if this was just drawing, then I could just have a horse and then just kind of, you know, here's a horse and then it draw, and then it's drawing like that, and then it's kind of like walking, and then you draw the next one, and then look, it's moving a little bit like that, you know. Then it's way simpler to, you know, just have them walk like this, pretty much. You can imagine that just walking, so, and that only, you know, doesn't take too much. I won't say it takes less effort than puppets to do real frame-by-frame animation, but it definitely takes a lot of different kind of skills between frame-by-frame to puppets. So this is frame-by-frame where you actually draw freehand the characters and everything, while in this case I drew, you know, each bit at a time, and then the bits rotate around, and it's definitely a different kind of skill. So I'm gonna see how I can cheat with Pinky here by having her walking across the screen and having her walk bob up and down without having to, for me to animate her actually walking. So, let's see. So I just really need to have, how much of this do I need to actually change and animate? Because I don't really see the legs in this case. Like, all I see is this. That high. Looking at the height is important. I need to... Ugh. And this is really on screen for like that much. Only for like 1 second really. So I could, instead of wasting like a half hour of trying to map, like in 3D, you can map textures to objects. Like you could have a box and then add whatever texture on top of it to make it different types of, looks like different types of materials. So what I could do is map this and then map a different texture on top of it to make a Pinkie Pie, essentially. If that, try to explain it, it's really tough. Because I could, you know, just go in and then say leg and then change it to be pink, whatever. You get the point that I just want to basically just have to like recolor it like that. That's just a thing like that, and then we just do that to every bit, but then we had to change it to every frame also with this particular model, because each of these are separate symbols in this case. So I don't remember if I actually made how much of this I made. I definitely recolored it to be, I forgot her name. For some reason I called this Applejack copy Cheerly B. I don't know why. Yeah. So let me see. So like the Uber, you know, cheating method is to, in this case, just add more tweens and just have her literally just bop up and down as she walks. So I think last time I had a walk cycle and I just kind of had her just get me duplicate here for some reason. I don't know why it's the same character model I have. I forgot what I did last time that had this kind of, that I wanted the walk cycle and I just kind of moved her around to follow it. So let me get some guidelines here. Here's a starting position of her butt and her ear, and then we're just gonna take it. Oh no, it's not moving because it's a movie clip. That's another thing. Okay, won't get too much into that. Why did that happen? Okay, so I could just click in here, and then it looks like I just had to move her down. And just kind of go through this. And move her up and down as I see fit. So this is the lazy way of doing this, and almost. Because I really should be following this a little bit more, and then essentially reskinning or recoloring this one to be Pinkie Pie walking, and then just add the head version on top. So, but because you don't see her legs and you only see her for like a second, I thought it was okay to do it in this style. But not actually animating her. So this will be quicker to do. Not as...
Yup.
Oh god, that's horrible. Night? Ah, man, you state. Okay. Good night, Marcus. Nice seeing you. Let's see.
Yup.
Looks like she gets... Like around here, she needs to actually go down a little bit. And just kind of even it out a little bit.
Yup.
It's not perfect yet.
Yup. Y'all better.
She's kind of just jittering up and down a lot because I added too many keyframes probably.
Y'all better.
Yeah, this is one of those where I have to probably go back in and really actually do it well. So, oh well. I just feel bad because I feel like I've improved a lot my animation skills, and then to just have Pink Horse just kind of jitter up and down and not do anything, you know, fluidly is it's a bit sad for me to look at. I can get rid of these 1 bits here.
Yup.
That looks a little better. Definitely needs less keyframes, so this bit is the less you can do, except from this one.
Y'all better.
That's alright. And then kind of extreme. I should say this a little bit. This one needs to be up.
Y'all better.
That's kind of cute little trot. Okay. And then, let's see. So we're gonna skip this one. And then we got this one. So let me just see what's up with Applejack here.
Yup.
So we have her walking, and then she turns back, like it looks back. What do we even have going on? We have her loser, whatever symbol was here, and then lose her front legs, and then kind of spin around a bit too far, I think. Because then she's 3/4 here, so really I only need her to be about here. So I can get rid of this. I don't want it to be too far. What's this between here? There's her tail. Okay. So, yeah, this was definitely the least structured section. These couple, I guess the last shots are to when I was doing layout. We'll probably do. I was like probably tired or something doing it the first time, so didn't do these layout quite as nice as probably the middle bit. You know, the first of the whole animation, the first bit. So let's see. We can definitely move this back. But then, what's this? That's her head. There's just a bunch of, these are called blank keyframes, so I can clear the keyframes and then there's no keyframes at all there. Oops, I added a new one instead when I wanted to delete them. So, you don't need blank keyframes if you're not going to add anything to them, so that's why I'm going to delete them. And it helps make the timeline look better, much cleaner to look at least for me to know what's going on. So I could just see like, okay, there's no keyframes action going down in anywhere here, so I can look at it at a glance and go, okay, yep, that's what's happening here. Looks alright here. Yep, okay. I can also move everything up to the top, but I think we're okay. So what's this symbol that we lose? Nope, this one. So where is it? Oh, it becomes her hat. This haunch symbol in the same layer. The next keyframe, it teleports and becomes her hat. I don't know how to explain that. Yeah, that's really weird. But then we have her spin around, and then she spins too far. So, want her to have this kind of angle at the end, like this profile, you know, straight sideways angle. And here she's turned away from the camera a bit. So, I need like something between here and profile. So, I need to, I can clear this keyframe, which doesn't actually do anything. It's mostly just moving the head around instead of changing what the head is inside. This is probably the most complex stream I've probably done. Just out of real technical bits going on here. So if you're not an artist or animator, this is probably not the one to look at. Not beginner friendly at all. It's because the amount of real stuff is really going on here. Mostly just fixing up my broken stuff here. Hey, Gabby, nice to see you. Have you been around my streams? You watched any of them? Cause I don't remember if I remember you. I'm sure you probably just, some of you just kind of sneak in and don't say anything, so it's hard to tell who's actually here or not. Let's see. Where is Tail here? Tail is down here. So I want to move Tail here, or I can just put it here, all the way at the bottom. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We're a fun bunch if you haven't been here. We're doing stuff that's probably gonna go over most people's heads, but yeah, this screen's gonna look a bit weird. Should I have the background? No, don't need it. Okay, so whoosh.
Yep.
So here, I want to change this bit. So I'm gonna go back to the beginning and choose the head I want. Well, it was actually 3/4 back here. So maybe I don't need, because I could change it to profile, but if it's already 3/4, then that could work too. Like this, and that'll look okay. Like she spins just like that. Can't see her eye, because it'll just look like that. So I could probably move her back, or have her walk more into the screen. There's a lot of questions that I haven't been able to answer fully myself. Here's hat. Hat's gone. So where did hat go? I know it's really tall. That's why I try to keep everything, move it up. What a good video. Thank you. Try my best. It's gets really complex. working with these old puppets, trying to make them do new stuff is tricky. Swish. Gabby, have you seen the animatic that this video is for? It's in the description. It's near the middle. Like the full animatic can be found here, and then there's a YouTube link. Have you seen that? Because that'll give you, and everyone else, if you want some context for what this animation is for and about. So I will not put this on my channel just because it's got to be Gamers Faxes or Eprin Stairs miniseries cartoon. So and I need some context for that. Oops, somehow her white dot moved. It's kind of cute to have a little hop to it.
Y'all better.
It's just a quick shot too. I can't really change the timing of it because I didn't audio edit this at all. I've only been the artist and animator for this project, so I wasn't in charge of timing it. So if I did, I probably would add a little bit more time
Y'all
to have
better.
her, you know, really sell that she spun around and then started moving across. But I have her kind of move a little bit less across.
better.
So just here. Trying to figure it out. Yeah. How am I? I'm slightly stressed out just because I can't really having trouble figuring out these, for me, really tricky bits in animation, and it's kind of adds a bit when there's a live audience, you know, watching. So, that's why I'm having to skip around to make sure that I don't spend too much time on one bit here. I want to add that variety so you get a lot of stuff seen
Y'all
here.
better.
Because I can, you know, in each little, you know, each millisecond I can change every single bit.
Y'all.
And you can see just, you know, every frame of this could be modified, you know, infinitely with every little bit, so it gets tricky to, no. So, oh, Matt. Yeah, I can't say. So, sorry. I'm hoping that I'm able to keep my, you know, work session for this to last a bit longer than my other attention span kind of ones. Where, you know, I'd said like I would only work for me like a day or so, you know, each week, and then skip, you know, 6 to 8 months and then start working on it again. Just because every other project that I'm working on comes up, you know, it's a lot of complexity and stuff. Dashi, what do you mean? Do you want to be in my show? This is not gonna be my show. So, but I mean my regular cartoons, then sure. If that's what you mean, let me know about that. Yep.
Y'all. Y'all.
Yep. Yeah, it just looks weird because they're
Yep.
not really walking in this case. I think the tail also is a bit weird. Like it has a drag but no follow through. So if anyone knows what that means. So I just need to overextend it here and then have it then settle
Y'all
like that. Just adding one little tiny counterbalance. Adds a lot more punch to it.
Y'all
Even if you can't really see it. Oh well.
Y'all
And I'll definitely have to add a lot more to the spin here. I'll have to add hair physics of it kind of dragging as it spins, you know. And follow through there. And then I want to see like a slow in.
y'all better
I just keep making her not walk as
Yeah,
far. For some reason I have a keyframe here, I don't know why. And this can also just do.
y'all better
No, don't tell me that it was actually important to have that keyframe there. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe.
y'all better
Yeah, this looks okay.
y'all better
Maybe it should be a little bit more.
y'all
Sorry that the music probably is getting repetitive. I'll move on. But this is a series of walking Applejack stream, so I can't really do the bullies in this case, because they have to react to Applejack, but I don't know how she's gonna react or the timing of it. So, like when I want to animate it, so when Applejack, is leaning forward or yelling louder, that they, would recoil, like they would just kind of, whoa, like, whoa, man, kind of stuff. So I can't really time that without having Applejack first, but Applejack is again going to be complicated if you've been following. So let's see what this shot is about, just so we can kind of get a, I don't know what you call a variety pack of horribleness.
y'all better stay out of trouble now, or else your parents will hear about this. Y'all
Oh yeah,
under
that's the shot. Okay. So, in this case, let's see what the storyboard says. Yeah, it's just that. So, there's the background. Get rid of the background. Storyboard.
y'all better stay out of
Yeah, so all I've really done in this shot is pose them and then add the lip sync. So, and again, I want her to walk in, which is, I don't know why, it just seems the most work, and it's scary. So, that's why I'm always hesitant to having walking and acting. So I'm trying to think of some like metaphors or similes to what would I think of? Some theoretical things of why this is hard. Like the first thing was like patting your head and rubbing your belly, but you have a string connected between your hand and so when you try to rub your belly, you have a really short elastic band connecting to your other hand that's rubbing it, so it's like you can't do it right in that case because everything's connected when you have to act and do the walk cycle. So again, I'll probably just have to maybe just pick a day, and this is just real talk for me, just thinking out loud, just so you have so you have something to listen to, really. While I figure this out, I'll just have to pick a day and then figure out maybe there's an easier solution. I mean, the easy part of it is, I'm thinking the legs, just walking and animating when they walk across, is a bit easy because they aren't necessarily connected, like they don't matter to position on the body. So it's what I'm more scared about is having to act if I need to, which I was thinking of to do is having to act with the head while it's in the bobbing motion of it. So, because you have to have, if I can go back to it, just so I can have a visual repetition of, is that you can see that the head is in this, almost like a figure 8 kind of motion. That it's kind of doing this kind of motion. That's really bad, but you can see it has like a follow through and kind of this kind of shape to it of the head moving. So, and again, if I wanted to have the neck, which is connected to the body, or any of the head bit, which is connected to the body, any of that moves or acts, then in this case, with this particular model, I would need to have to go to every dot and make sure that it moves in the same rhythm, motion, position. I took care of all of that for every dot here horizontally. Make sure that every dot here matches up to follow through with this motion of the head, and then have an act if I wanted to change it in the slightest. So that's why I'm always hesitant with having to do this. And because if we go back, then here she is, and I want her to walk in and have her, neck move forward, or have her, which is connected to the head, and have her head kind of, what are you doing, girls? Kind of motion. So, because otherwise it just looks really stiff. But most of these other stuff has been stiff, so it's a balance of trying to do it really good for myself and to get this done, and because I know that really, honestly, I don't know how many people will actually watch this, so, and I just want to do a good job, but it's hard to know the bounds to get this going, if you know what I mean, of how much detail to put into every motion, instead of just because I can spend as much time as I want in one shot, but then have Pinky in this case just kind of bop up and down, and it looks it's cheaty, but it works, so I either need to find like a whole bunch of good ways to cheat in cases, and also to spend more time, but then to spend more time could last, hypothetically, an afternoon or more. So that I just want to share that a little bit of why why this is also taking a bit long too, Matthew, is that, and I've just been honestly delaying working on these shots because of that reason, just how really technical and how technical and of how much skills and knowledge of what's going on, and how much time I know to do it right will take. It's gonna take a lot longer than, you know, what it's really worth it in the end. Like, I could spend like another month working on the one shot to make that perfect, but then I just spent a whole month on one shot, you know. So that's why I'm just keep skipping all these shots instead of working on them. So I just have to keep skipping in. This is the end right here, so there's only like 4 shots here, and then yeah, so sorry, this is getting a bit repetitive, but I just wanna make sure you know, understand why I'm having doubts and I'm a bit afraid of doing this kind of stuff. Why I'm skipping over shots that I said I would start on, because I knew from when I was going to start the stream that I might eventually have to work on these shots, so just want to preempt it. So I hope, you know, if you ever hear like any other people or artists, like, you know, saying like, oh, this is gonna take a bit longer than I thought, you know, you can hopefully sympathize with them, that there's probably a lot of technical stuff, or, you know, creative stuff, or a whole bunch of stuff, so don't be mad if it's taking a bit longer than you expected to come out. That we're really trying our best to get it done. It's just so much time expenses to get it done. I don't think I spent too much time on this frame, so I think I'm gonna, while we're at it, I'll just kind of clean up what I know I can do. So hopefully it should have some progress here, I suppose. What am I doing? I was locking the wrong layers. Yeah. Yeah, because I just came off the watching the 2 Snacks update video today. So if you haven't seen that, it's kind of why I'm feeling that same kind of mood. It's like, I should be done with this, but I'm not. So what's happening? What do I need to do to get it done? So I'm having to figure it out. And I think I found out some reason why. I have no clue why it's like this. There's a lot of technical stuff too, is with programs, that sometimes weird glitches happen, or you change one thing in one place and it changes something in another place. You ever had one of those? That I guess not too much for regular art. Happens more in digital art, maybe. Like you start working on one layer, but you're actually working on a different layer, like in Photoshop or something. Like you're working on an underneath layer. I don't know where she's supposed to be looking. Let me get some more context.
I'll understand.
Sand. Okay, you haven't watched the update video. Yeah, it's pretty good. Just some notes on the video is that it's all text-based, so I have to read. But then if you're a fast reader, it gets a bit annoying to like, okay, are you gonna move on to the next point? It's like, I've already read it. Yeah. And just a little summary is that Two Snacks has been working on several projects, I suppose, and wanted to make a, after coming off a really big project, wanted to make a smaller project, but then that smaller project has grown and became more and more complex. It's now taking multiple months than they want. So, that kind of sounds like me with a lot of my projects. Because you always start with, get rid of that. Just like, I start with like a basic brief for my stories. It's as simple as, Derpy in a train, I don't know. And then it just gets bigger and bigger as you write the story, and then every sentence you write, you realize, oh, I have to actually animate this later, but you don't really realize that in the moment of when you write it. So, I don't want to say, like, animating is hard, so please sympathize for me. It's just, don't feel that way. Every artist knows that. These things, they take time. So, we all know. I'm sure of any other work too. I just haven't had much experience really to know firsthand that a lot of other work takes time and skill. So, I hope this has been somewhat motivating for you guys to know that we're all struggling, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. You just have to, push through and work on it, at least a little bit at a time. So, chip at it like every day if you can. Like if you're working on practicing something like something you haven't done before, like have you ever learned music, spend like a half hour a day or something. To at least, get the skills to get going. I don't know why this is happening here. But so yeah. So many things are so time consuming. It's really so almost like annoying. That just means the end product is better than you could have dreamed, I suppose. That just looks really good. And it definitely feel better if you did something that you worked on for a long time and it turned out okay. That's a good feeling. You ever had one of those projects, anyone? Like you spent like way too much time, but it'll be worth it to get it done real good. Nope. Okay. Yep. Gets his only certain fields, I suppose. Like, I don't suppose like a baker would feel really good about their work if it's just, basic cake or something. Even if they spend like, how long can you bake a cake, for?
Stand.
That's good. I'm just doing this head turn around.
I'll understand.
I'm being impressed by myself.
I'll understand.
I don't think it's hard to tell if she should be. Well, she's kind of leaning into it. In this case, the storyboards. Like these are just basically just some pliers. Not really. It's hard to cement these kind of ideas. Yeah. What was you sharing that you were doing some homework or something, Star?
Y'all understand?
I would to listen to it. How long on average does it take to animate these? These... It's hard to say, because, let's say... I'm trying to think... Who is it? Ooh, that's a nice name. Pokemon Master 26. I'm sure I've shared this before, like how long these take. But this one is an exception that this is taking much longer than I thought, just because it's not for my channel, and I'm not going to prepared, so I'm not. It's not urgent to me to get it done, so I don't feel any risk in taking time to work on it. But for my other real stuff, it's for my main channel work, they've been on average 1 to 3 weeks. That'd be like real production time of where I spent, I sit down for my main channel stuff and sit down, work for 5 to 7 hours, or I don't know what I'm thinking, like an afternoon or more a day, and then work on that every day for like 1 to 2 weeks to get it done. The story time takes a day or so to write it out. A couple afternoons to make sure that works, Storyboard takes an afternoon at most. Those are just basic sketches. Production, again, takes 2 to 3 weeks, and then post-production, usually only like times it could take a bit longer, but the real meat of post-production for me is just adding the sound. All the finding music, that's what it is. Finding all the music to add into the cartoon, because I'm very picky about finding good music to go along with it. So yeah. So I guess in that case it would take, it's the same, 2.5 weeks on average for full production. Yeah. No, Jack. There you go. Bring it home. So, it's hard to say, like, if I'm average, because it's like I work long hours and I work quick, and I don't care as much about quality, but I do care about quality, but I'm not, like, super tight on quality control. So, it's hard to say if that's normal for other cartoonists. I'm sure, like, people with more complex character rigs or frame by frame might take like months or more for production. So I'm more on the quick and dirty kind of side, just because I want to get as much. I have a lot of ideas, so I just want to get through them, as fast as I can, and to bring as much content to you guys. So yeah, but for these my off-channel commission stuff, other stuff, I definitely want to spend some more time, just because it's, again, the more complicated character rigs, and we spend more time with the director one-on-one to talk through a lot of like each shot and talk about it, what they like and don't like. So there was a lot of revisions to do. That definitely it's something that doesn't happen with my main channel. That I don't really have someone to talk back and give me revisions to, like, they're like sometimes really big, get rid of this whole shot or add this whole shot in. It's really what it comes down to. Okay, I'm reading your stuff. Yeah, that's bad. Okay. Sounds good. Let's see. Hey Farrell. Guess you just got the tail end of that real little rant there. That's okay. Still working on this. It's coming along well. There's a couple shots that I was talking about earlier that's a bit too complex for me to really do well in this kind of in our little 2-hour time together. So let's see. This is the end here. So maybe I'll just kind of brush through each of these maybe. See what's here. For some reason I had her head turn. Like, I remember doing layout. I keep saying like 1 to 2 years ago, but it really is true. Like how long I did this. Like I started working on this around 2015, so yeah, that's about almost 2.5 years, I suppose, yeah. Because I can figure out if I have my swath. Okay, I made enough swaths to overdo that. Never mind. Usually here you can see my swath SWF file history to see the dates of when I published them. But I must have made enough to can I see my login number? I actually clicked. Ooh, there we go. There you are. If you can read this, yeah, it looks like I started around July. Is that July? 2015 was the first time I published it. So you can kind of see like how you can kind of read it. It's really small. Here's 2015. Here's 1010, 101015, 1115, 127, 117, 217, 216, and then 218. So, yeah. And you can see like this is only like 11 megabytes. But we're at 4 megabytes? How's that work? How does it get smaller? How is this really big? What happened here? And then it got small again. That's weird. And it got smaller and then a little bit bigger and now a little bit bigger. It's now at 4 parsecs. Okay. Yeah, so just confirm it that yeah, I've been working on this since 2015 somehow. And we're still not done, but here's the end, and still have to go like all the way back to like here, around 135.5 seconds out of 150. So I'm not really working on something specific right now, because of the technical bits that I'm sure if you're asking or wondering. I'm sure the rest of the chat can answer that. Just because I've explained it a couple times. Let's do with this over here, in case you need to remember. But yeah, I'm just looking at the layout for this shot now. I'll just do this real quick and just breeze through, see what's up. So, really what I'm doing is just changing the my layouts that I had, and then maybe next time I'll figure out how to do walking and acting. Probably do some tutorials or something, or find an easier way, and then show it off. So I don't know. So I'm just looking at that and seeing. Get rid of the background. So obviously these are. Let's see what it looks like off. Looks like she's barely bigger, but not the same. Cause that's. I'm just looking at the. Definitely seems out of proportion. Yeah, if I made her like decides that they want it to be like here. That doesn't seem right. So, I was just following the storyboards having Pinkie Pie back here, but I might having Derpy lead. It's weird. I think I might have Pinkie lead like this, just to trade it off. And then it should be around the same size as maybe these ponies. And then we're a little bit closer, so I'll make them a little bit bigger. For some reason, Flash doesn't do small increments when you're zoomed out far. So I'm doing that. And then they're just going to be walking across, I guess just horizontally. Yeah, that seems weird. But I think adding a rear recorder, if you know what's rear recorder, is like this angle. Having them walk into the distance, it's got to require a whole nother set of walking cycles, and definitely twice as much work to get it at this different angle. What I'm talking about is if I had to animate her walking at this angle, it's going to be a little bit different than having her, well, that angle, and which is a copy of this angle too. So, But as again, it's that, do I want to really spend more time than I have to get it to be the quality and what I actually want, instead of just, you know, stopping a walk cycle on them and then saying, yeah, good enough, and then, you know, moving on. So I don't know. Not sure. This back end, these last couple 20 seconds is so tricky. Just because there's so many things I can. Because I was just trying too much, and definitely none of them were gonna work well. Even back then, like 2015, I don't know. I definitely had no clue how I was gonna actually animate it, these couple bits. So, that's my first lost frame of tonight. Hope you're happy with that. Yep, saving. What? This water isn't. This water was supposed to help my throat, but it's not. I think I'm gonna get rid of this, and then just have them. Well, let's see. I need a little bit more context. Is that she's there, and then like that, and then next frame, she's now here. So what I could do is have her in the same pose, maybe? Like this, and then extend it, and then had. Problem is that, at least for me, I know that this kind of walk cycle, this particular one, is so stock that it becomes canned to me. So, this is like the basic, you know, walk cycle that, you know, you shared with people. It's like, hey, look, I could do pony animation, and this is the first thing that they show you is that the profile walking animation with nothing else. It's so basic that I know that if I just slap this particular animation and then recolor it to be the other main tree here, that it'll, to me, just looks so stock, and I don't like stock images. What was I saying? Stock art, especially on like if you've ever seen like pony merchandise, like they use the same old images over and over. So I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather have original art. So, which is, I guess, you know, counterintuitive. What I usually do with production is just kind of copy what I'm seeing with the actual show stuff. So, yeah, so I have to decide about that. Which I guess, you know, if this was still 2015, I guess I would have got away with it. Because I definitely didn't get to this part when, like, these shots, what I was doing layout. Yeah. I don't know. But then that's the last main shot, and then that's just them, and then just a simple zoom in. Which for some reason the background is like moving away from her. That's a little better. So it's these really short shots somehow. Especially this one. It's like I don't know what to do. Maybe it's that. I was really think about it, that it's just like 1 second, so I have to somehow also compress everything that I wanted to do as well. Excuse me. Into like, what is this? 537 to 517, like 20 frames. So, which is like almost a second. So it's like that long, and having to compress everything that I was thinking about acting and minute, you know, movements into just like 20 frames in this case. So, that's also gonna be a big thing too. Oh gee. I think for now I can kind of redo this layout of having her kind of looking this way, and then how do you get from here to here? Oh, you just rotate her head. Okay. Ah, that happened. I need to see how long this shot is. So here, +1, and then say cut. Because that's the thing, like, you need enough time. Think about the audience, is that the audience needs enough time to see and recognize the new composition, the new scene, and have enough time to then do the action and then the follow through. Because this shot is so short, it makes it really tough to like plan that all out now. So I can add again little labels up here. So just start here and just pick a random frame in here for now of, because I want her to spin head. So go from this pose to this pose, and then I have to figure out how long that actually takes to spin her head, and then also start walking. We'll just walk. So I guess I can just call this head for now. Okay. Start. Maybe. So now I can start moving these individual what they call labels. Okay. So maybe the head takes a bit longer. That seems like an even thing though, so I don't want that. It seems alright though, so for now I can use it. Okay. Okay. So I can have the cut here, and then because we don't see her again afterward, I can just literally just cut her out of existence afterward. But make sure that that doesn't actually happen. Okay. Sometimes that does happen. Or you just cut them and then they're gone out of existence, and then whoops, you did this cut, you know, too early, that they zip out before the shot is actually done. So, and I know because the audio track has already been mixed with music, sound effects, and voices already together and edited. I know that I can have her, you know, be more confident and have her zip out. You know, at that exact time and not worry about having to retime it, I suppose. Let's see. So well, her head would actually spin around by here. How long did it take to spin her head here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like 6 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eh. Let's move her head there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then do, and then start walking. So, there's probably different ways to really edit this. So, because this is mostly just starting from like a half a slate to then re-editing what I had, which doesn't make sense. Why? Whose head is that? Why do we have a hat here?
Stand.
Oh, it's because her head in here switches too early. Which is another thing, so I have to do that too, I suppose. But a lot of start keyframe for what I want. And then go ahead and go in. Oh, right, because of that. But then I want her head to be here and be profile, but be here, be the other way. Yes, that one. Perfect. Okay. So, we're that. Good. So, of course, again, I just thought of what if her head didn't swivel back? Would that make it better? And then I thought, maybe not. Maybe that thought I just had was dumb. So I'll just continue. Okay. So, I just had a little powwow with myself. That's good. That she stays in this position. But now we have to drill inside her eyes and do the same timing again. Somehow we need it to be like this, which is like here. So I can clear it here. As long as I get these two poses. That'd be a good thumbnail. Kinda actually wanna take a screenshot of this. Just because how absurd this is. Let me get it right. Gotta take a screenshot. Okay. Apples. Okay. Let's see. Size there. And then we do the same thing. We'll go out to here. Oh, but that's gone. Should add one. Let me just clear this. So now, whoosh, whoosh. So now that works. So again, this is not the correct method of linear animating. This is mostly animating it halfway to get layout, then saying, I didn't like that, going in and then trying to morph it into something that, again, that's different. So you have to go in and change what you had, which again will upset other things that are connected. So that's basically what I was doing, was retiming a bunch of stuff, and because there were so many things that were tied to that timing that are already set, it took a bit to find out the right timing, find out the timing for the changed times, and then retime. It's yeah, you saw what I did. Yeah, okay. And again, it's just still popping because I haven't added any keyframes to change anything else. So where's her head? Okay. Problem is that her hat is different, but I can move the other bits because I didn't like it. I wasn't liking it changing her whole body like that. So I have to be careful and manually check to see. So these are all pretty much different bits. And then copy them over. So that's her hat there, so I don't want to change it because that's her hat. That's her back here there. That's her back leg. That's her back leg. That's the back haunch. That's back haunch. It's in position, so I'll copy it over. Back leg, tail. Which I don't know why it's a little white dot should be. It's where it rotates around, so you can see like it rotates around the white dot. So if I move the white dot, that'll be the center of rotation. So that's the shadow. Shadow moves for some reason, so let's copy that over. So now, the leg moved. We're getting closer. Okay, and then the tail. Let's copy that over. So the only thing that I need to change, that changes, is that's her head. Yeah. Your neck should be a little bit out so you can see. Get a little bit more personality, angling things. Oof. And then just about like that. And then they just blink and then we zoom in and fade to black. That's the start of it. There we go. So again, this might take, realistically, if this was the only project, I'm thinking, if this was the only project I was working on, then this could be done in about a month. Just giving myself a little bit leeway, you know, some extra time. So Like, it could be done by April, maybe. But because, you know, I want to finish like 4 other projects and have them all be done in a relative amount of time too. It just happens that this one cannot, you know, be my full attention that entire time. So I have to split it up, and unfortunately that it's been off my radar and on and off a lot. So yeah. Who's there? That's a name. Lopus Merib Vlogs. Thank you. You're probably not in chat, but thank you. Yeah, anyway, this is for this particular project, it's I guess more than a couple months to finish. Whoever, I think it was Matthew or someone, asked me how long this was gonna take. And that'll just be for, you know, this basic production time. Like I can send, you know, the base, either video file or SWF file, like either the raw version or compress it, and then send that to the director, and then he can edit it however he pleases, and then upload it whatever he wants to. So it's definitely when you're working with someone else, it's definitely out of your hands if you're in the middle step. So if you're actually in the production end of it. So like I've worked with the I Love Composable a lot on several projects for only maybe a year working with her. So she definitely wanted to spread out our projects and upload them much later than when we actually finished. So, like I finished the Paper Mario, Super Mario Brothers parody that's on her channel. Like, she only really uploaded half a year ago, but we finished it over a year before that. So, it took her about a year to actually upload it since we actually finished it. So, again, I don't know when it'll be uploaded, this particular video. So I can just, you know, in my case, just kind of finish it, try my best, you know, do as much detail, and probably work on these background ponies, you know, try to figure out all the rest of the stuff, technical bits, to just get it semi-good, and then show it to the director and then say, you know, is this good? And then ask for revisions. Hopefully there won't be too many, and then go in and then do the revisions. So, sorry, but, you know, this kind of stuff, sometimes, you know, that's why you hear, you know, even Simpsons and primetime TV takes a year of production for one episode, which is only 20 minutes, you know, just because of how much real work that I'm really understanding how much real work that really is. So I'm glad I'm able to, you know, I don't really have other really real plans, you know, I don't have any what you call it, how you, I'm thinking of word that's when you recommend a table appointment kind of stuff. I don't have any other stuff like that where you have to reserve reservations. Oh, I don't know what I'm thinking about. I'm really tired. Yeah, so this is most of my today. I'm stumbling. I'm sorry. This is my wrap-up speech kind of thing. So yeah, I'm done with working today. So for the stream, I'll probably work on another project, but I'll definitely spend more time on the details and stuff. Work with that to get that done. I want to say next week, by next Saturday, to get something on my channel that's not a stream. So I'll see. Again, I can't make any promises. It's done when it's done, and that'll be uploaded whenever I choose. So I don't really have I mean, of course, I have full control of that, but it's out of my. It's hard to know when I'll actually be done, you know. Um, so I don't know when things are done. I mean, no one really does. So you could just say like, "Oh, I'll be done next week," but it won't actually be done to your quality and standards. So I don't know. I'm just rambling now a bit. Yeah. So some real talk, I guess, is if I was thinking of changing the stream schedule, but maybe I was thinking it'll be I'll change it after I release a cartoon on the channel, on my channel. So I need to figure that out. My main idea going for that was to have it on just like Wednesdays, just like once a week. So to change the sorry, to change my stream schedule. Sorry. So I would only stream once a week on Wednesdays, but I guess, you know, I'm free like all week, so it's just more just whenever you know, whatever I feel like it. So that's why I was doing it. Like the first couple weeks, if you ever saw those, that I was playing around with, you know, should I do it, you know, once a week, and then do it 2 a week, and then I did it 3 a week. Then I kind of sold back on 2, but I might have to do it once a week. Yeah, 3 days a week, 2 days a week, 1 day a week. Yeah, something like that. But again, if I was also thinking of changing platform to maybe go onto Twitch or Picardo.tv, play with one of those. Now that I feel more confident streaming, to try and change platform to one of those. Of course, the audience is main factor with that, but even then, even here, really average 5 to 10 people. So I'll have to think about that too, because if I switch platform, then I feel more free to stream more often. So it's because of the YouTube will make it a recorded video afterwards. Like it'll process this video and become a video afterwards. So but I know with Twitch, unless you like save it or make it a clip, it'll only stay for like a couple weeks. And then Picardo was even worse, where it doesn't save anything afterward. So again, but I guess a lot of people do watch it afterward, because there's only like 10 people watching here, but then these videos usually get like 1,000 views, so these definitely are popular to watch afterwards. So it's tricky to figure out what to do going with that. So yeah, stay here. Okay. Yeah, I had to think about it. Yeah, because I do have like maybe like 2 followers on my Picardo site, but that was like 3 years ago, so they probably won't care. And Twitch was like the worst. I didn't have any followers or watchers the whole time. So yeah. Yeah, I'll probably stay here for a little bit longer. But if I feel like it's a bit too bloated on the YouTube side with too many streams, that they start to outnumber my cartoons, then I might think about switching. But that'll take a bit. But yeah, I'll definitely delay it in that case too, if I only do 1 a week. So yeah, I'm just thinking out of my head right now. So there's no more art today, but glad you guys are sticking around for me to just talk about myself right now. Yeah, that's what yeah, that's about it that I wanted to stay here. So, make a second channel for streams? I already have like 3 channels. I don't know. It definitely won't be popular quickly. Or I could just have another channel to... Would it take really long to like re-upload? Why might I actually get copyright strikes if I upload my whole streams to like another channel every saying? Or I can make highlights, but there's not too much highlights out of these. So again, yeah. If you're still here, there's not much left if you wanted to add to this conversation. What I should do moving forward, if anything, I don't know. I was just worried that there'd be too many streams on my channel if I kept the videos, but they are getting popular somewhat, so I just don't want newcomers to think I'm a streaming channel. Because this definitely isn't. This is mostly... Or I could just stop streaming altogether. That's another thing too. I just out of... I don't know. But that's about it. If you have anything to add, if you're watching this as a video, which is more likely than right now, yeah, go ahead and post a comment down below of if you have any other ideas of moving forward. Because I don't know. I'll have to think about it. So yeah. So chat, thanks for watching. Yeah. Hey future people. Yeah. So I guess I'll see you guys soon. Or not. I don't know. It's hard to gauge. So if you don't see me on Tuesday, you'll know why, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. See ya. Or not.